So, just to let you know, I am still making it. Thought I'd give you a little update. Still got the love for it, it's just Christmas festivities and all that. So this is where we are, same 3 gears. I've now assembled the sides back together. So starting with this, which I think is where I left the last one off, I put a thrust race at the top and a thrust race at the bottom. I know it's only needed for the pull down of the arm, but I decided maybe one day I might want to expand, and obviously the thrust will be the other way, and I had them, so I just thought just whack in a couple of thrust races there. Obviously you can see that swings. There's a little cutout at the bottom for clearance. Okay, I suppose I could use an Allen key under there. You see here the grease nipples, now the bases are nicely protected. With the bottom I need to think of some sort of fixture to hold it in the vise but also allow it to swivel, because you may remember me saying I wanted the handle to work on both sides. So might want to work on one side, swivel it round, do the other. Now where we are with this is, I didn't have this little back on it last time, another piece of aluminium with a little cutout, which you'll see why in a minute, bolted through to the base to give it strength. Okay, and then bolted down the sides. Okay, so that's where we are with that. You'll see these little cutouts here. Okay, I did this simply on a pedestal drill, pillar drill, sorry, with a little compound slide, trying to be a milling machine. It's alright for clearance, but you'd never use it for anything else. Just shakes all over the place. So this is where we are. This side will be for flat bar, flat strip bar, just normal stock bar. I've heat treated them and melted it, got a bit excited. It's a long time since I've done the old cherry red and dip it in the oil. The old oxypropane got a little bit hot with me not paying attention. So yeah, I've heat treated those two. You see I've welded a square bar on here. I suppose if you had a milling machine you would have done it at the shaft, or a bit more motivated perhaps you would have filed it. This has all been hardened here as well. Underneath there, that collar, that is exactly the same as that side, so I can have a handle on either side. Okay, this is just simply on to stop the shaft floating. Okay, so when the handle's on, that will keep the shaft still. So yeah, handle works on both sides have got a 1/2 inch square. Okay, that's where we are with that. Now to explain these rollers, how I keyed them was, I did buy a brooch and made a guide, and this itself is absolutely superb to doing a keyway in the shafts. But the trouble is, what happened was I did it on a fly press, and my fly press is just crap, and it was wandering off everywhere and making such a mess. I had to think of another way. Ideally I need a hydraulic press, which is one of my future projects. So I had to sack that in the end, and plus to get a key in there with my pillar drill and compound vise, it just ain't going to happen. I'd never get a good key. So what I did in the end, you see a little hole there, half the hole there, I simply put these on here, okay, which is probably too good a fit, on there, and simply drill down the end. So obviously, as you can see there, it's more like a top hat, half there, half onto there, and then simply, this isn't the bar, it's a bit more fine-tuned, the actual bar. You put that into there, tap it in, and it's locked in, and then put an oversized washer on afterwards, and it has worked really well. Now I know a lot of people have simply put grub screws in there, or they've put pins straight through there. The trouble is, I want to change rollers, or I might want to make rollers, and that's just a lot more accurate than trying to drill dead center lines again, you know, and I can't do keys like I say. So that's for flat. This side here, these here haven't been heat treated or anything, okay, and that's the form roller. Okay, these are going to have an 8mm groove, 6mm groove, 5mm groove, 4mm groove, and these will be for round bar. So this side for flat, this side for round. Now this is the form roller. Again, it has needle roller bearings in with a seal, needle roller bearing seal, and a little undercut there, and that's simply so it sits on that roller there, and that keeps it away from the aluminium, but keeps it in nice mesh with that. So it will look like that there. Okay, and that will stop it floating that way, and then a washer will stop it floating this way. So I've also done a little bit on the arm. Here's the arm, this is the form arm. Okay, so what I've simply done here to get the cutouts right, to get over the gears and get the form as low as I can, I simply put some engineering marking blue, put it on, span them, left some marks. Oh, you can see there's one there now where I've just put it in. Angle grinded it, put it back on, turned it, left some marks, angle grinded it, until we got those. Now those are all freehand with an angle grinder. So, you know, it ain't bad that, is it? And I've simply finished it with a flat wheel. You can see some of the angle grinder marks still back in there. Okay, grub screw in there with a little dent out of this, so stop it floating. You'll see a little hole there. That's for a grease nipple in there. Put the grease nipple in. I then replace it with a bolt because, like I said before, I'm a bit clumsy and I'll just shear the grease nipple off. So once the roller's together, put a grease nipple in, pump it through with that hole there, and then I put the bolt in. This is all heat treated. Seals are on it, lower end, and then a simple flat washer. So that's completely finished, that side. I've just left like that so you can see it, 6mm hole in the end. This one's your pivot, okay, getting clearance for those. And this one, there's a little, oh, there it is, a little pin there that simply fits in there one way or the other. Okay, and that just simply helps it go up and down, fits on there like that. So you got to imagine that's in there at the moment, and the pivot's in on the other side obviously, so you can see that comes down nice and low. In fact, those rollers, there's a better mill's clearance there. Okay, and that'll be your form. That's in full engagement. You can see that's right the way down, and that would have been screwed down using that bolt. Okay, so what I am going to do is maybe put a bit of steel on the side just to strengthen this up, because I'm worried about the kick. You remember on the Inception video, I wanted mine to be stronger, and not necessarily put RSJs through, but I just wanted it to be a bit stronger. You see I've put some ribs on the top here. All the reason for this is I had to take so much out of here that the material's getting a bit thin. So it was just to strengthen it up really. Okay, so like I say, grooves on there. Oh, I forgot to show you the handle. There's the handle. Can you see that square down there? Okay, I'll fold that out. Drilled it and fold it out. It's as long as that is there, so it's quite a good 3/4, let's say. Maybe about 3/4 long. Fold that square in it. And like I say, that will go on that side, and when that collar's removed that side, and simply put that onto that side. And all this is 2 pieces. So I simply machine one with like a top hat effect on it, fold a square in it, and then welded it to a clearance piece. And all that was to give me enough clearance away from the rollers that, should I wish to have the handle on the same side I'm working, it's not interfering. I've got to do something here. These will be cut back soon, so I want to strengthen this up a bit. But that's where we are. So there we go. Right. Still see the old holes in the original aluminium. And And so far we are up to £22.